More Australians are supporting a push to stop junk food from being advertised. A new survey reveals 75% of people believe children should not be targeted with online food and drink marketing.
Hey, hey, hey! It's Fun Albert!
The figures come as Teal Independents this week table legislation for a widespread media ban on junk food to slow down the nation's obesity epidemic.
It's just science, eh?
Mind-blowing, isn't it?
There are very high levels in the community for greater action to be taken on unhealthy food advertising. So in addition to a blanket ban on online advertisements, we also found that there was a high level of concern in the population about how the online environment is being used to collect private information on children as well. And there was concern for stronger regulation in that area. And this comes at a time, of course, when we're seeing rising levels of obesity, with about a quarter of children who are obese or overweight and about 63% of adults. And this all has major implications for the future health of people, including stroke, kidney disease, diabetes, and even a number of different types of cancers. So it really is, I think, time for some strong action in this regard.
And I'm gonna sing a song for you.
Consider a child aged 5 to 8 years of age. It's estimated that they'll be exposed to at least 800 unhealthy food advertisements every year. And that makes life very difficult, of course, for parents who want to be providing a positive environment, encouraging healthy food choices for their children. But when kids are being exposed to that level of advertising, estimated that we're seeing about $550 million spent on advertising of food and non-alcoholic beverages in Australia every year, many of these high in fat, sugar and salt. So it's a really tough environment for parents and children to create an environment where healthy food choices are being prioritised.
This is Bill Cosby coming at you with music and fun. And if you're not careful, you may learn something before it's done.
I think what's becoming clear now is that this is not just a phenomenon that we've seen in one or two countries, 40 countries, as you say, UK, Ireland, Norway, Mexico. And in some of these jurisdictions already, we're starting to see some really positive results. So, for example, in Chile, in Canada, we've seen actually food consumption being influenced by these bans and a shift away from these junk food products. So this is really encouraging, and I think gives us great heart that if we were to introduce these types of measures in Australia, for example, restricting online advertising, restricting the types of junk food advertising that we're seeing in a variety of media, then that's going to have a positive impact. It gives parents greater opportunities to set that positive role modelling example in the family home, which can be very hard at the moment with all the widespread forms of media that are carrying these types of advertising and targeting very young children.
Hey! Hello, how are you today, gentlemen? What can I do for you today? You like some grapes? I got some beautiful grapes here today. How about a kilo? You like a kilo? All right, here we go. It's a little bit over, but you can have it, no worries.
If we were to introduce this type of scheme to restrict junk food advertising, it's going to achieve a few things. We're going to see healthier food choices from children and parents, which is going to have long-term health benefits. That actually benefits the economy. Healthy people living longer, having better quality of life is actually good for the economy. What I think will also happen is that we'll encourage the food industry to be looking at the healthier options, the ones that aren't so saturated in fat, sugar and salt, focusing on those products instead of the ones that we know are doing a significant level of harm in terms of food choices by young children and also leading to problems with obesity. So I think that's the sort of broader picture that we need to be considering here. At the end of the day, we have to be, as a community, prioritising children's health and children's long-term health above all other considerations.
Hey, hey, hey! It's Fun Albert!